Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's tackle another problem together. Today we are looking at the problem, longest substring of one repeating character. Here is the problem description from the site. It can be a bit overwhelming to read all at once, so let's break down exactly what it's asking us to do. We are given a starting string. Let's use the first example, where the string is babak. We also get a list of updates or queries. Each query gives us a new character and the exact position in the string where we need to put it. The main goal is this: after we apply each individual change to our string, we need to scan it and find the longest block of identical, repeating characters and record its length. If anything seems confusing as we go, please don't hesitate to ask a question in the comments below. I'll make sure to respond and help clarify. Let's walk through that first example to see it in action. Our string starts as babak. Our first query tells us to change the character at position 1 to a B. We make the update. The string is now BBBACC. Now what is the longest block of repeating characters here? It's the 3 B's at the start. So our longest block is B, 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 and the length we record for this step is 3. Moving to the second query. We take our current string, and we are told to change the character at position 3 to a circa. After the change, our string is BBBCCC. The longest repeating block could be the 3 B's or the 3 C's. Either way, the maximum length is still 3. Finally, the third query. We need to change the character at position 3, which is currently a C, back into a B. This connects the B's together. Our string is now 4 B's followed by 2 C's. The longest block is BBBB, giving us a length of 4. So our final answer list is 3, 3, 4. Just a quick heads up. I'll be explaining the logic using Python, as it's usually easiest to read. But don't worry, I have the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript at the very end of the video. Also, if you want to test this code out yourself without retyping it all, you can head to leetcodeunlocked.com using the link in the description. You can grab the exact code shown here and support the channel. Now, back to the problem. So how do we solve this efficiently? The naive way of checking the whole string after every change is too slow. Since we are doing point updates and need range information fast, a segment tree is the perfect data structure. In our segment tree, every node represents a specific chunk of our string. To make this work, each node needs to remember 5 specific pieces of information about its chunk. First, it needs to know the character at the very beginning of its chunk, and the character at the very end of its chunk. It also needs to track the length of the matching characters right at the start, the length of matching characters right at the end, and finally, the absolute longest block of repeating characters anywhere inside that chunk. The real magic happens when we merge 2 smaller chunks into a larger one. We look at the boundary where they touch. If the right side of the left chunk matches the left side of the right chunk, we can stitch those blocks together. Here is the first half of the Python code for the segment tree. It sets up our storage arrays and defines the most important function, which merges the nodes. Let's break this merge logic down, step by step next. And here is the second half, showing how we initially build the tree from our string, and how we update it for each query. Let's look closer at that merge logic. When combining, the new parent chunk simply grabs its starting character from the left child, and its ending character from the right child. That part is easy. Figuring out the prefix is a bit trickier. Usually, the parent's prefix is just the left child's prefix. But, if the entire left child is made of the exact same character, and it matches the starting character of the right child, the block continues. So we add the right child's prefix to it. To find the maximum length, we first assume it's simply the biggest block found in either child. But again, if the boundary characters match, stitching the left suffix and the right prefix together might create an even larger block, so we check if that combined length is our new maximum. There is another way to think about this, using ordered sets. Instead of a segment tree, what if we just maintained a sorted list of the start and end positions for every block of identical characters? We'd need 2 sorted lists. One keeps track of the boundaries, like start and end positions of each block. The other keeps track of the lengths of those blocks, so we always know the maximum length instantly. When a query tells us to change a character, we find the block that character currently sits in. We remove that old block, split it up around our new character, and then check if our new character matches its immediate neighbors. If it does, we merge them into a new, bigger block. Here is how that looks in Python, using a special module called sorted list to keep our intervals in order. First, we scan the string to build our initial list of blocks and their lengths. Then, for each query, if the character is actually changing, we find its block, remove it from our tracking lists, And if there are leftover characters on the left or right side of the change, we add those pieces back in as their own blocks. Finally, we look at the neighbors. If the chunk to our immediate right has the same new character, we absorb it. We do the same for the left side. Then we save our brand new chunk and record the largest length currently in our list. You always have to think about edge cases. A simple one here is, what happens if a query tries to update a character to the exact same letter it already is? If the new character is identical to the old one, the string doesn't change at all. In both approaches, we can simply recognize this, skip all the complex merging logic, and just reuse our current maximum length to save time. For both approaches, the time complexity is order n plus k log n, where n is the length of the string to build the initial state, and k is the number of queries, each taking log n time to process. The space complexity is order n. Our segment tree arrays, or our ordered set lists, will scale proportionally to the size of the initial string. The big takeaways here. Segment trees are incredibly powerful for problems involving frequent updates and range queries. And when building them, getting the logic right at the boundaries where two chunks merge is always the trickiest but most important part. Just a quick note before I show the other languages. You can probably tell this voice is AI. I built this tool to generate explanations for myself the moment daily problems drop, and I share them here. I've been tweaking the format based on your feedback, so let me know in the comments if you like these shorter, punchier slides. And as always, no ads or sponsors here. Alright, as promised, here is the segment tree solution for the other major languages. Remember, you can just copy and paste this code directly from leetcodeunlocked.com. Here is the setup for the Java solution. The helper methods follow the exact same logic we walked through earlier. Next up, the C++ version, using vectors to manage the tree data. And finally, the JavaScript solution, creating our arrays and iterating through the queries. If you want to help support the channel and my goal of covering every single Leetcode problem, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/LeetCodeDaily. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you can get your streak done early tomorrow. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.